still looking at me.
Okay, so this is my first video. These are scrim tips. So the first trick will be a way to use launch pads, but normally when you go on them, it launches you super high. So this is a way that you can use it and not go flying 100 feet in the air. Use edit a triangle like so, and edit down so you fall on the launch pad and it'll throw you forward. This next tip is one for when you're in a box and you have a launch pad. Like you're just playing scrims, you're editing through the windows and stuff. And then the zone comes. So you edit both the top triangle and floor, and it makes a ramp, and you hit the ramp and go forward, but still a little higher. The next tip is a way that you can peek while in scrims and not be exposing yourself. You just build a little Dorito edit and then go on top of it to the triangle. This next tip is a way that you can peek without being seen again, but it's while you're in a 1x1, you can have the triangle edited like that, and then you can look through. This tip is the best 1x1, or not 1x1, but base for scrims. It's you edit the 4 triangles like that, and you have full visibility around. You can edit all the triangles. You can also do this on top of a 1x1 to make it bigger. And in duos, you can extend it a bit by making the Dorito edit in one of the corners. But you can also peek like that. But you can make the Dorito edit in one of the corners and do some walls and stuff and make it a bigger base for duos. This next tip is pretty simple, but it's get really good at tunneling. So it's probably one of the most important things you're going to use. You can also do a few different tunnels. This is probably one of my favorites. It's the most protected and it goes diagonal. There's also ones that save mats, like this one I'll show you. It first started. I first saw it by Parallel CCNR. It's a little hard to do because I don't know how to do it that well, but you can figure it out. My next tip is if you're in scrims and you're trying to tunnel out zones at your back and there's someone standing right in front of you with a stair like that, and you're close to the wall, so you just panic and edit a door, the person up there is just going to edit their stair and just one pump you right away when you edit the door and walk out. So there are a few things you can do. One, you can edit a window and place traps if those are your walls. Sometimes you can get those walls. I don't have any traps in this gameplay, but you can either place traps, or that's a little risky. So what you can do is edit down below. So you can edit those stairs, and then you can come up behind them and do what they did to you. And then you can place traps on the side walls right there. And that is this trick. This next trick is when you're tunneling, once you get to zone or where you want to be, always block off your back. Like you're tunneling out, you're going to zone, and if you leave your back for the back of the tunnel open, it's not good, because little Jimmy, if he's back there, he can break in your tunnel and come from behind. If he's crouch walking, you won't even be able to hear him. Little Jimmy will be right here, crouch walking, crouching right behind you, and then bam, 2 shotgun bullets to the head, you're gone. My next tip is always go for height. Like if you're on height, definitely keep it, especially if you have redeploy, because then it doesn't matter if they shoot you out. You can just place one stair or one floor and don't have to reinforce it if you have redeploy. You will lose height, but if someone shoots you out, you'll have height for a decent amount. Another thing in duos is if you have a quad crasher on height, that's pretty good, because your teammate can build even if you don't have any redeploy or anything. Your teammate can build the floors out while you're on the quad crasher driving, and if someone shoots you out, you can just boost with the quad crasher. If you look straight up and like backwards a bit, you won't go into zone and you won't take any fall damage. The next tip is, if you do use redeploy and you are shot out, don't use it till the very last second, like in that gameplay. Because if you are like this and you just jump off your build battle, or you're shot off, or you're on height and you get shot off, you can get lasered so easy while in the air because the redeploy is so slow. And that is this trick. This next trick is, if you're in a 1x1 in scrims in solos, you want to edit out of all the windows, like all the sides and everything, edit the roof a bit too. Because if you only edit out of one window, someone behind you could realize that and they'd shoot your back out. So I see people get lasered all the time, and I laser people all the time. So they're only editing out of one window. Like if someone's behind you like this, they can be standing right there and they can just destroy you. Like they can shoot your back out before you can turn around because you're so focused on people in front of you. Also, if you do edit a window, don't stand super close to it. You want to stand like a foot back. So if you're super close, there's a ton of angles you can get lasered at. This next tip is with ballers. Don't be sitting out like in the wide open with ballers, because the ballers are now 150 health and it will get lasered so quick. And then you're standing out there for like 1 second. You're just standing out there and you can't build or anything when your baller first gets destroyed, and you'll get absolutely lasered. So if you do use ballers, make sure to box up, and when you do go, just go super fast. Don't like sit in the open field like this. If you are going, you want to like grapple onto stuff, especially stuff above you like this, because it's much harder for them to see you. And like on top of turtles and stuff like that, you don't want to be out in the open with a baller, because you're just going to get lasered and die right there. You just want to slowly go to zone and just kind of like hang around, make sure no one sees you, because people are so used to when ballers were so OP, so they wanted to get rid of them as fast as possible. So now everyone, when they see a baller, they just laser it. Another thing you can do is aim the plunger thing at the end of the baller sideways, and if you go the opposite direction of where you aim the plunger, you can go way faster. Another thing is, I actually prefer quad crashers over ballers because they're super strong. They're 400 health. No one lasered quad crashers. You can get out pretty quick and just box up. Like if a baller went extra out like the quad crasher did, the baller would instantly get lasered. But the quad crasher, no one's gonna be like, oh man, I better destroy that quad crasher and waste 800 ammo. So that's why I prefer the quad crashers. Another thing about the quad crashers is, if you build a wall next to the quad crasher where the quad crasher is even just the slightest bit phased through the wall is still solid. But if you get on the quad crasher and back up, you will actually phase right through the wall. It can be a little useful in some scenarios. And that is it for the video. Thank you for watching. If you did make it this far, comment "I like pears." Goodbye.